Over thousands of years, the ancient people of Egypt not only constructed magnificent pyramids but also established a mysterious cultural tradition, a belief in life after death. They not only revered the soul through rituals but also employed a unique technique to preserve the body, hoping it would aid in the resurrection of the soul. The mummies we see today are not just mysteries of the past, but also remnants of a civilization that made astonishing discoveries. Let's delve into the secrets behind ancient Egyptian mummies and explore the unique techniques they employed in the remaining part of this video. From the remains of an embalming workshop, scientists have uncovered the substances and formulas used by the Egyptians in the mummification process. The main reason why corpses could be preserved for such a long time was because they were prevented from decomposing and putrefying. According to the scientists' analysis, decomposition and putrefaction are caused by the action of microorganisms, enzymes, insects, and animals on the corpse. So to preserve the corpse from decay and ensure its longevity, a series of processing measures need to be carried out on the deceased body to reduce moisture and eradicate bacteria, such as removing internal organs, using embalming fluids and resins, wrapping in linen cloth, and various other methods. Research indicates that ancient Egyptians employed the following methods and procedures in their mummification process. First, the internal organs and the brain are removed, which may seem quite gruesome. However, this is the initial and most crucial step in the mummification process because the internal organs and the brain are the most prone to decay. If not removed promptly, they would cause the entire body to deteriorate. The internal organs, including the liver, lungs, stomach, intestines, are cleaned, dehydrated, coated with resin, wrapped in linen, and placed in special jars. Typically, there are 4 jars, symbolizing the 4 deities. The next step is to soak the deceased body in natron, which is the most time-consuming step in the mummification process. Natron is sodium carbonate, a natural mineral salt sourced from the saline lakes in Egypt. Natron is finely ground and sprinkled over the entire body, then packed into the abdominal cavity and body cavities. It functions to draw out water and fats from the body, leaving the corpse dry and hardened. This stage helps prevent the infiltration and activity of microorganisms and enzymes, inhibiting the activity of swelling-causing microorganisms. After the removal of internal organs and the brain, the body is placed into a large container and covered with natron. This process typically lasts about 40 days. During this time, the body begins to desiccate and becomes as hard as wood. Throughout this process, those performing the embalming will regularly check the condition of the corpse. If signs of decay are detected, they will supplement with additional natron or other chemicals. The third and also the most expensive step in the mummification process involves using various substances to embalm the deceased body, aiming to reduce the risk of odor and protect the body from mold, bacteria, and decay. After soaking in natron for about 40 days, the corpse is removed from the container and washed with clean water. Then, various aromatic substances and resins are used, such as vegetable oils from cedar, juniper, and pine trees, resin from fir trees, animal fat, and beeswax. Scientific research can also identify specific components used in preserving different parts of the body. For example, fir resin and castor oil are only used for the head. During that period, these materials were often imported from afar, very rare and expensive. Only the wealthy could afford them. These materials not only enhance the fragrance and beauty of the corpse, but also prevent insects and bacteria from invading. This step creates a protective layer on the body's surface, preventing the infiltration of moisture and oxygen, while also inhibiting or destroying microorganisms and enzymes. Additionally, some types of aromatic substances and tree resins have antibacterial and disinfectant properties. The next step is wrapping with linen, which is the 4th step in the mummification process and also the most artistic step. After applying aromatic substances and resins, the body is tightly wrapped in linen cloth to create multiple layers of bandages. These strips of linen are often hundreds of meters long and require the cooperation of many individuals to complete. During the wrapping process, protective amulets and jewelry are also inserted into the bandages to ensure the deceased's safety and happiness in the afterlife. These protective amulets and jewelry are typically made of metal or precious stones, and some feature special figurines or patterns, representing various meanings. Once the wrapping is complete, the mummification process is finished. Step 5. Also, the final step in the mummification process involves conducting rituals and placing the mummy in a coffin before it is lowered into the tomb. A series of religious ceremonies are performed to awaken the soul and senses of the deceased. Subsequently, the mummy is placed in an intricately crafted coffin, typically made of wood or metal, and adorned with various colorful images and inscriptions. Some affluent individuals even nested multiple coffins within each other to enhance both protection and aesthetics. This step may add an additional layer of protection to the outermost part of the body. Not only does this layer provide safety and solemnity to the body, but it also prevents the body from being stolen or damaged. In addition to ancient Egypt, many other cultures around the world also have their own methods of mummifying the dead, such as ancient China, the inhabitants of the Canary Islands, the Guanche people, and various pre-Columbian societies in South America, including the Inca civilization. But when it comes to mummies that have been discovered, captivating both archaeologists and history enthusiasts, one cannot overlook the mummy of King Tutankhamun. Over 100 years since its discovery, the tomb of King Tutankhamun remains highly renowned, accompanied by mysteries of the mummy's curse that continue to capture the public imagination. In 1922, the renowned British archaeologist Howard Carter discovered the mummy of Pharaoh Tutankhamun in the Valley of the Kings in Egypt. Upon discovery, Tutankhamun's tomb contained over 5,000 artifacts, including ancient treasures, jewelry, gilded ceremonial items, and a solid gold death mask. Among them are 10 captivating artifacts that reveal some information about the ancient Egyptian pharaoh, including elaborately decorated death mask measuring 54 centimeters, primarily made of gold, gemstones, and some colored glass, weighing up to 10 kilograms. 2 daggers, one dagger made of gold with a meteoric iron blade, and the other made of bronze with a copper alloy blade. Game board, made of ivory and ebony wood, adorned with images of the god Senet, and 10 playing squares made of gemstones. Gold sandals, 3 nested coffins, the outer coffin made of cedar wood, the second coffin gilded wood, and the innermost coffin gold-plated with gemstone inlay, containing Tutankhamun's remains. Tutankhamun's gold throne, made of cedar wood, gilded with gold, and decorated with images of the gods Horus and Seth. Golden chariot, 2 trumpets, dog-headed deity statue, made of wood, gilded with gold, depicting the god Anubis, the deity overseeing the afterlife. The groundbreaking discoveries in this tomb have fueled worldwide fascination with Egyptian civilization. However, the discovery of his tomb also revived the legend of the curse of the mummy, as there were 9 deaths related to this tomb within a decade. Ladies and gentlemen, another fascinating discovery is that ancient Egyptians not only mummified humans, but they also mummified animals such as birds, rodents, crocodiles, or cats. Researchers suggest that there could be tens of millions of animal mummies preserved and buried in underground tombs at over 30 locations across Egypt. These were truly devotees of the afterlife, believing that when humans and animals died, the soul only temporarily left the body, then would return after a certain period. Therefore, the body needed to be preserved intact to await the return of the soul.